Hi everybody, it's Natalie from Wow Within Reach. I'm so glad you're joining us today on our YouTube channel. Today we're getting wild about nature music, and we're going to be outside finding things that make music in nature and making our own nature shakers. So stay tuned. So I am outside of my house and the leaves are rustling in the trees and the wind is blowing and it's kind of almost winter time and it's getting a little chilly. But a lot of the leaves have fallen from the tree that I have outside, which is a honey locust. And so if you look up at the trees, there's no more leaves on it, but we do have these fun seed pods that are on the ground. Now, these seed pods, when you shake them, they make a fun nature sound. We are going to collect a few nature items out here, and then we're going to get inside and make our own fun nature shaker. Hi everybody, we are back inside and we are looking over the cool nature items that we found. So let's check it out. As you remember, we found these awesome seed pods outside. They're from a honey locust tree, and if you listen, they actually produce a really cool shaking sound, and we're going to break them open and see the seeds inside here in just a minute. I also found some pine cones. They don't make a whole lot of sound yet, but when we break them up, they will. Some sticks and some awesome seed pods from a milkweed plant, which are really cool. And if you look at it, it's really spiky, and when we crunch it up, it's going to make a fun sound as well. Now, I have some supplies because we are going to not only listen to those nature sounds, but we're going to put them in a really cool nature shaker. So what you need is you need a tube, some tape, and then some crayons or anything else that you want to use to decorate your nature shaker. Let's see what these cool nature items can do on their own to make music. As we already talked about this cool seed pod, this is from the honey locust tree, like I said, and if you break it open, it not only makes a really cool crunchy sound when you break it open, but inside there are these little seeds. So these seeds are from the tree, and after they go into the ground and they germinate, which means they actually are fertilized, they actually can grow a whole tree just from this little seed. Isn't that amazing? And in a seed pod, depending on the length of the seed pod, this one has 1, 2, the third one that we just broke open, 4, 5, 6, and even 7 right down here. So it has 7 seeds in this seed pod. Now you can use this to shake it as your own and just be a shaker like this, which is really cool. Or if you have seeds that you know of around your house, or maybe that are from your garden or that you dried out, even beans work really, really well. They're not cooked. You can go ahead and put those inside your nature shaker. Now, before you do that, we need to do something to it. We need to get some tape on one of these ends. So here we go. We're going to put some tape on it real quick. I'm using this blue painter's tape, but you can use any kind of tape you want. And this one's going to need a few pieces. We're just going to tape up the entire end of that. And one last one to go over the top. I almost have it done. Perfect. That way nothing's going to come out that end. So we're going to start to put our fun stuff inside our nature shaker, and you guys can do the same. So there's a seed. I'm actually going to put some of this that we broke open from the seed in here. And you know what? I think I'm just going to put that whole seed pod that I broke open because it sounds really cool. There's the other part of it. Now, for our pine cone's not going to fit in there. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to break it into pieces. And if you listen, you can hear the crunching of that pine cone. Now be careful, this is going to be a messy job. The pine cone actually has seeds inside as well. And that produces new pine trees, believe it or not. Go ahead and take the time and put things in your nature shaker and then come back to us when you're ready to close up the top. As I'm picking items to put in my nature shaker, there's a few items that I think might make a musical instrument all on their own. We already talked about those awesome seed pods. So one of those is definitely staying out. I'm also going to keep out this really cool seed pod from a milkweed plant. Now, it doesn't look like it's going to make music on its own, so we need a tool. And a stick will do awesome. Here we go. Let's see if we can make some music out of these two nature items. As you see, the stick rubs along these bumps and spikes on this really cool seed pod from the milkweed plant. And it makes kind of a rough sound. Here we go again. Wow, what a cool musical instrument. Let's get back to our nature shaker now. I am putting the last piece of blue tape on my nature shaker. Here we go. We're going to seal it up really tight. This end's already done, and I'd filled it with lots of really cool nature items, and now it's ready to decorate. However, I want to listen to it first. Here we go. What a cool sound. This reminds me so much of being outside. Sometimes in the wintertime, it's really hard to get outside when it's cold and windy or the weather's just not cooperating. So this reminds me of all the really cool sounds that I hear when I'm outside, such as the wind blowing and the leaves rustling or the crunch of maybe some snow. Now, I hope you guys had fun making your nature shaker. And when you listen to it, I hope it reminds you of all the fun that you can have outdoors. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and like this video and share it with your friends if you really enjoyed it. And please subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time. Stay wild.